Okay, guys, this is chapter 3 for Reincarnation of a Businesswoman titled Revealed Expectational Function. Okay, so guys, I noticed while reading through this that there are a lot of grammatical errors. So I'll try my best to correct as I read. Please bear with me. Okay, let's start. But when Tang Aining or Guning opened her mouth, Guman and Guking was surprised. They couldn't believe their eyes, seeing Guning sitting against the head of the bed. The doctor had said there was congestion in Guning's brain and it must be removed by surgery. But now she woke up herself. Ning, you are awake. Although being surprised, Guman reacted soon. She burst into tears immediately, striding ahead, wanting to hug Guning, but was afraid to hurt her. Thus, Oguman stood there instead, not knowing where to put her hands. Ning, you're awake. You're finally awake. Guking rushed ahead as well. It was still unbearable for her, but she felt happy and excited. Mom, Aunt, I'm awake, Guning said, holding Guman's hands in hers to comfort her. Right, right. What a relief that you are finally awake. Guman cried out of happiness. She clutched Groening's hands in case her daughter would disappear. Gu King was in tears of joy as well. Such a drama was a difficult test for human beings. Oh, I'll go find the doctor, Gu King realized first and ran out directly. Before long, the doctor walked in. He was also super surprised by the fact that Guning was awake. What a magic. But he still needed a comprehensive check to make sure it was real. Therefore, the doctor arranged the exam for Guning at once. After the exam, Gu King went to buy food for Guning, while Guman stayed by Guning's side to look after her. Guning felt the strong mother's love from Guman. It was the first time that she had been taken good care of ever since her mother had been in vegetative state. Although when she had been with Kiziu, she had heard of many sweet nothings. They were all lies. After the meal, King was gone for afternoon work, and Guman was free for today and tomorrow. She had applied to take a 3 days break of from the month. When Guning was okay, when Guning had been in an accident, Guman had talked with Guning for a while before she told her to have a good rest. Guning knew Guman hadn't had any sleep since last afternoon, so she let her catch up on some sleep on a nearby empty bed. Although Guning was awake now, and Guman felt greatly relieved, she was still worried before the final result came out. So Guman was reluctant to take a break. But Guning said if Guman didn't rest, she wouldn't neither. Thus, Guman agreed at the end. Guman was literally tired. She planned to lie down to comfort Guning, but fell into deep sleep in a few minutes. As for Guking, she couldn't sleep at all. She's staring at the ceiling, thinking about what had happened during her last lifetime. All of a sudden, she saw a pair of feet walking by above her head. Guking was astonished and had her mind back instantly, but there was nothing on the white ceiling. Why? She had seen a pair of feet walking by above her head. Was it a hallucination? Gooning brought her eyes back from the ceiling. She rolled her body, focusing on the nearby bed where Guman was asleep. The woman had withered yellow skin with wrinkles all around her eyes and brows. Woman who had been living a hard life never bought herself any skincare products, fine food, or expensive clothes, but she would try her best to give Guning the best. Fortunately, Guning was always a good child. Although she was self abased and introverted, she wouldn't compare with others because she knew her family couldn't afford. However, since Tang Ainin was Guning now, she wouldn't allow herself and Guman to stay poor and weak. Additionally, she was going to take a revenge and she must be powerful. She had ambition, given that her enemy was the Tang family. She must be stronger than it. Although the Tang family was the third richest family in the capital, it was still a super rich family with billions of assets. And in a third tier city, it must be the top one family. In a third tier city, it must be the top one family. But the Tang family's glorious achievement relied largely on Tang Ainin's efforts. Tang Ainin had done countless illegal things for the Tang family, stealing opponents' confidential documents, killing people for instances. But Tang Ainin had destroyed all the evidence of her own for her own safety the last lifetime. It was impossible for her now to find and use those evidence to accuse the Tang family. Once again, Guning was distracted. She saw a person walking by a short distance away. Guning was astonished again and had her mind back at once. But there was nobody walking by, but a white wall before her. She was really having hallucinations. No, in addition to a person who was walking by, she had also seen a familiar door with a number plate said 106. The room 106 was exactly that diagonal the patient's room diagonally across hers. But how was she able to see the door? Without a reason, she believed it wasn't a hallucination but the truth. Unconsciously, Gunin looked back at the wall. She focused on it. After a while, the wall before her eyes became transparent. She could see the door of patient's room 106. The patients who were walking about, the nurses and the doctors. Suddenly, a bold idea appeared in Guning's mind. Was this clairvoyance? Guning was struck dumb by this thought. She had a deep breath to make sure whether it was clairvoyance or not. Guning immediately moved her eyesight to another wall. The wall gradually turned transparent. Then she saw what were in the room, the patient's beds, the patients, and the equipment. Now she was sure that it was clairvoyance. But Gunig still felt unreal. She wanted more proof, so she looked around afterwards. All of a sudden, Guning felt a sharp pain from her eyes. Then she fell into unconsciousness. In the dream, Guning dreamed herself was sinking after she had jumped into the sea, and the red light from the red jade on her chest. Then she heard a distant light voice. The aged voice said, there is an ancient jade named the blood of the phoenix. It's made of the blood of a phoenix and the soul of the earth. It has magical powers which enables you to live forever or be reborn. Suddenly, suddenly she woke up from her dream in surprise. What had happened? While Gunin was confused, a piece of information dawned on her. After a while, Gunin finally figured it out. The blood of the phoenix was made of the blood of a phoenix because it was an ancient object. It had a magical power. She could be reborn exactly because of this jade. That's the end of chapter 3. Okay, so as you must have noticed, there are a lot of grammatical errors in this chapter. So I tried my best to make a meaning of some of the sentences. Anyway, if you found anything confusing, please like and comment below. See you in the next chapter.